Welcome to the Dalorrian Show. I am your host, Dalorrian, and I'm excited to start this podcast. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and I think that you guys will be able to come along with me as we talk about a few different things, mainly video games, since I spend a lot of time playing video games. We'll probably talk about recent video game news, maybe some political stuff. Maybe we'll talk about, we'll definitely talk about like family stuff or like my life in general, I'm sure. Just stuff to help you chill and listen while you're doing other things or whatever. Or you can just like watch the video version and stare at me intently, and I will stare at you back intently. But yeah, so we'll kick it off. I just got up. I was going to start the podcast, and I just got up from my seat because my oldest child had gotten their Miss Rachel doll, and Miss Rachel was singing various songs to my child. So I had to postpone hitting the record button, but you know, she's been doing pretty good for like a 3-year-old. And if you have kids or don't, like, you know that sleeping is a challenge during different ages. And she's at the point where she's like going to bed on her own, where like Dada Dalorrian or Mother Dalorrian are not laying in there with her until she falls asleep. And so it's kind of a battle of putting her in there and then negotiating with the terrorist. Because she'll be like, I'm going to eat something. It's like, are you sure? Are you stalling? And you know, it's a lot of stalling. But yeah, kind of have an eye on her right now, honestly. She just kind of thrashes around, you know. She thrashes around until eventually she goes to sleep. But to be fair, I do too. I kind of starfish like a crazy person, like a bird, and just thrash until I eventually pass out. That's not true. But what is true is that I do scroll on my phone a lot. How many times, or show of hands here, show of hands, you in the car, you at the gym, whatever, you at your desk. How many times have you fallen asleep looking at your phone? And then you wake up and you're still looking at your phone. Like I do this thing where I'll be like scrolling on my phone, like on X or Twitter or something like that, reading, you know, and then or Reddit or something like that, and then I'll fall asleep and I'll fuck up, and I'll like my thumb or something will like hit an ad, and then like I'm startled awake and then startle my wife awake to like this thing, and I was like, oh gosh, I should just put the thing down, almost said TV. I guess that's what it's like. But you know, like honestly, some of the best sleep I remember getting in my life was with the TV on. My wife is a no TV sleeper. Like she's like, no TV on as we fall asleep, nothing like that. If it were me, like if I were flying solo, I would turn the TV on, and not because like there's anything on TV that I particularly want to watch. You know, it's more like my brain can turn off, because like if you put me in a dark room and just say, just lay there till you fall asleep, I never will. Because then my brain does like universal gymnastics, and like shit is wildly more entertaining. Sometimes stressful. Sometimes I have to think horrible thoughts, right? I think that's common. But then sometimes I think good thoughts, whatever, like, and then like, that's when you say, well, Dalorrian, you should pray or meditate. And yeah, you know that, yeah, you can do that. And that definitely will like help you go to sleep. But I think about like being in college or like early 20s, you know, when I was single, and like having the TV on, and it, like back when like Adult Swim was good. And I don't think Adult Swim is good anymore. You guys would have to let me know if it is. It's probably, I would imagine it's not. Now I'm older, right? Like I'm 40 years old. You can tell by the male pattern baldness and the general bags under my eyes and my hate for minorities or whatever. Or whatever. I'm kidding. Calm down, everyone. But so yeah, you know, like Adult Swim was good back then, and you would have like, you know, older Family Guy or was it the Harvey brothers, the Harvey twins? Jesus, I don't remember. Then you had Meatwad and Carl and Shake and Fry, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And these things would just kind of drone about, drone around. Futurama, I think, did Futurama come on? Dude, Futurama, look, let me tell you something. I don't know what it is about Futurama. But like, if you want to sleep, like if you want to fall asleep better than you've ever fallen asleep before, turn on Futurama before you're about to go to bed. Put it at like a low volume, just a low volume where you can understand what they're saying, but kind of barely, where you kind of you kind of can't hear, but you can hear. You know what I'm talking about? Like number 4 or 5, maybe 6 volume, somewhere around there. And like no commercials, because commercials, they like blast you out, which I read in California, like they're trying to like make that a law where that can't happen anymore, where like commercials can't blow you out. And I'm like, Jesus, that alone makes me want to move to California, because they do that, man. You were trying to watch a show and they crank that shit up. But yeah, turn on Futurama, man. And then, dude, God, that's the perfect show to fall asleep to, dude. The perfect show to fall asleep to. I'm getting tired just thinking about it. So let's talk about something else. Yesterday I ordered my wife a Nintendo Switch 2, and we've talked about a Nintendo Switch 2 for quite a while, and we don't care about Mario Kart World. We just know that we're not going to play that. When our kids get older, we would be more interested. We had Mario Kart 8 on the original Switch, and we didn't play it a lot, so we just, it's like, hey, we're probably not going to play that. Donkey Kong, whatever, dude. Like we don't really partake. I think my wife would enjoy the new Donkey Kong game. The one where you like Wreck-It Ralph. I think it's called Donkey Kong Wreck-It Ralph with a chick on your back, something like that. But I think she would probably play it, but she would never like purchase that on her own. Like I would have to like gift that to her, and then that's kind of a risky gift because like she might not play it, and I'd feel like a fool. But since the Nintendo Switch 2 has come out, I keep offering, somewhat selfishly, just because I want to see the console. I want to see what it's about. I'm not going to play it, really. I'm truly not. But I just were like, hey, do you want it? And she's like, no, there's no games that I care about. There's nothing going on. And I'm like, well, okay, fine. You can't really get them anyway, right? So it was harder to get them. But yesterday, just kind of in passing, like she woke me up like a day or two ago, talking about the Animal Crossing update. And usually I see all updates for video games before she does. And I could tell she was genuinely kind of enthused about a new Animal Crossing update, which I thought they were done updating that game, but apparently not. And I, by the way, was sleeping because we have a newborn. We have a newborn. It's like a little over a month old. So like we're just sleeping at random times, and life is weird and up is down or whatever. But so she mentioned like, yeah, I think I would like to, play one at some point. And I was like, that's all I needed. So I went to Amazon, and to my surprise, you can actually get them now. But like the one I saw on Amazon was like, the Mario Kart World bundle, and then there was a Pokemon Z and A, or like the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends, right? ZA Legends or AZ Legends. And the only thing I know about that game is like the grief people are giving it for like the graphics and things like that. And honestly, like I don't know if I could go back and play another Pokemon game now that I've played Pow World. Now that I've played Pow World, like it's gonna take a lot for me to like play a Pokemon game that's not to that level of graphics, or it doesn't have to be crafting and survival, but you know what I mean? Like it's just, it feels more professional, or like more, there's more to it. It feels like there's more meat to it. There's more mature, maybe. I mean, I guess it's more mature because you have the pals, aka the Pokemons, crafting automatic rifles as your slaves at some point. But funny game, but also a fun game. I would recommend it to anyone. I played it in the beta phase, but it's probably much better now. But cool game. But yeah, so I look at Amazon. I was like, well, I don't want that. I just want the console. And there was no version of it. So I go to Walmart, the Walmart app, and I see that there's a version of it. And what was weird is like there was no option. I swear to God, and like I'm pretty like I'm a tech guy. Okay, look at me. I can get down with some tech. I can get technical, dude. I can get pretty. I can get technical, bro. And so I'm on the app or whatever, and I see the version that I want. It's just the Switch 2. Like there's no need. Well, she's just gonna play Zelda, like the Tears of the Kingdom, and whatever the first one was. I can't remember the name. Again, newborn baby. So if I forget names, you guys know what I'm talking about. Breath of the Wild. Jesus, took me a minute. Breath of the Wild, and then Animal Crossing, right? And then various other like Mario games. And honestly, she's like a great like person for Nintendo because Nintendo's, as part of the Nintendo Online, you get, old Nintendo 64 games, you get GameCube games, you get, things like that. And that they keep kind of expanding that library. And she is like a prime gamer that will spin up Ocarina of Time, or GoldenEye or something like that. And so I'm in the Walmart app though, and I see the one that I want. And I swear to God, there's only the option to have it delivered within 60 minutes or within 3 hours. So it's 8:30 p.m. At the time, and I'm like clicking around. I was like, "There's no like, I can't get it like tomorrow or 2 days like for free. Like, what's the deal?" And it was like, "No." And like the cheaper version was just to have it delivered like within an hour. And I was like, "Well, I guess I'd rather have it at 9:30 than like have somebody roll up to my door at midnight." And I could have waited till the next day or something, but I was like, this is kind of funny. Like, it's kind of funny that we just had that conversation in passing and then like it could be here in 30 minutes. So that's what I did. And she hasn't had time to really do anything with it. Like we gave it to her and then today, and that may not have been yesterday, honestly, that may have been the day before, but today and maybe like late last night or whatever, she was trying to figure out how to like transfer everything because it's kind of like archaic. Because like you boot the thing up and it's like, all right, if you want your games, you have to do your virtual cartridge games, console games to the new version and transfer it or something. And you can like log in and do a cloud, but like I wasn't really following too much. Like I was doing my own thing, but I was like in the room with her and like saw her kind of wrestling with it. And her original Switch, unfortunately, is like busted. Like it won't charge. Like the battery's dead or like something with the ports messed up. Like it will not charge, so it will not come back on. So she had to do something with the cloud. And like we have a intense island on the original Switch for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Hours and hours spent. And we had shared that island, and it was called COVID Abbey because we had started it during COVID, which is when the game came out. And she was kind of like, oh, I guess we're going to start over. And I was like, hey, I think you should start. At this point, you've done everything. Like you're just kind of maintaining this big behemoth of an island. And she always was kind of backseat driving because like that island was like something that I started. Like she didn't really know what Animal Crossing was. Like I'd gotten the game during COVID and started playing it. And then like once I let her try it, she was hooked. You know what I mean? So then we get the Switch, we get the Switch 2 and she started getting it downloaded and she basically had, started it up and, Tom Nook's out there being a scumbag, giving out loans or whatever. And she's at the point where she has to like name the island. And then, she had played, again, I swear to God, she had played Ocarina of Time a little bit. She booted that up. And she hasn't tried out like the upgrades of Zelda though. Like we had to figure out like, she used to be on my family plan and now she's on her own plan. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to play. You can do your own plan. And maybe she'll add me to her plan. God, it's such a crazy thing. And so, hopefully she'll get to play more tonight and I'll get to see more of like what that thing's about. I mean, it's bigger, it's nicer. The magnetic controllers, the Joy-Cons are, God, so much better. It feels better. It feels more solid. I know that it's gotten a lot of flack with like Digital Foundry and things like that, but it feels better. It feels nice to me. And yeah, so we're gonna try that out and see what happens. And so I ordered that and did that, and then today she got laid off from her job. And to be fair, she's always been a slacker. To be fair, she earned it. No, I'm kidding. No, it's fine. Like it, she has been kind of on the fence about her job anyway, and she's a medical person, and she does mostly telehealth from home. And there's something going on. I don't know if it's like government shutdown or just like general policies or whatever. I really don't know. But basically, like telehealth is not going to be covered by Medicare or some insurance companies or something like that anymore. I don't know. And so since that's what she did mostly, it was like, okay, they're like, hey, let's have a call, this morning. And we were like, well, it's either going to be they're letting you go, or it's going to be like, we need you to come to the office or do something like that. And so it's like, all right, we're going to let you go. And, we'll give you 60 days severance or something, which is not that great because she's on maternity leave and she's getting like a percentage of whatever. But again, we'll be fine because we were kind of feeling like it's time for something different for her anyway. I mean, ideally, like if we spend less money and budget, she could just be with the kids and not pay for daycare. I mean, I don't know where you are, or if like, what your daycare situation is. We have 2 children. So in February, our daycare is going to be like $1,600 a month. And we don't like, I would say it's one of the nicest daycares in the area, but like that is like the daycares in the area in which I live is bad or nicest. Like there is no middle ground that is like safe or good, or acceptable even, or should not be like shut down or reported. And even the last one we were in, which is a similar price, it's like the same price, is like very irresponsible. Like they put in a swimming pool, like an in-ground swimming pool. We're gonna let the kids swim. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, well, not our child. That's ridiculous. First of all, please don't do that. Don't have a swim day with babies and children. That's a bad idea. We'll have a lifeguard. Nah, that's not, you don't know. No, that's wow. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, so that's what you're up against, right? And that was an expensive daycare. And so we found another nice one, which is a little bit further away. But it is nicer. It's more together. It's more stable. Like people don't just like leave. Like we had teachers that would just leave. Like they would just not like during the day, but like they just didn't call. Like there's your child doesn't have a teacher today. We got a backfill. It's like, okay, all right, what are we running here? And apparently like one of the ladies would flirt with all the dads and stuff, which is pretty cool for me. I'm kidding. I didn't get flirted with. I always felt bad about that. I was like, damn, she never talked to me. So I guess I truly am over the hill, bro. I'm looking like shit these days. If the hoe at the daycare ain't hitting me up, dude, because man, I used to be prime rib, dude. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like back in my day, dude, in the mid-20s, early 30s, the ladies be laughing. They be giggling every once in a while. I know you're looking at me thinking like, nah, dude, that ain't real. But I'm telling you, it wasn't bad. No, I could probably get a grandma going right about now, dude. I could probably get a grandma out there being like, ooh, son. But that's probably what I mean. But I'm not going to do that. I'm happily married. You freaking perverts. Anyway, so she'll be fine. But it was kind of funny. It's like, hey, here's a Switch. Oh, I didn't realize you're going to have as much time to play it eventually. Yes, you will. But she'll probably, knowing her, she'll probably have something like by the end of the week lined up. Honest to God. So now it's not about money. It's like, how much time do you want to spend with the kids versus like, do you want to be in daycare or not? And do you want to be like more relaxed about spending, or how do you want to do it? Like we're very blessed. I feel like, I mean, like we're not like mega rich or anything, but we are blessed where we can kind of have that discussion where it's like many people are like, I have to go to work. Like there's nothing I can do. Like both mom and dad have to work, or single mom, single dad, whatever, they have to work, and like barely can, keep it together. And my entire check goes to daycare. Like it's a nightmare. Like we live in a nightmare, and I empathize with every one of those parents. Like, and the only reason that I am head above water day to day, not even like year to year, but day to day with some of that stuff, like I'm not so stressed, is because I'm older. I'm having kids older. If I had kids when I was in my 20s, we would be probably on the struggle bus right now, comparatively. So that's our generation, the millennials, and God, the Gen Zs. I mean, I think they accept what they've been given at this point, but it doesn't make it right. It's I mean, we're still like, there's still plenty to be happy about and grateful for. Look, I got a Switch 2 delivered in 30 minutes. That's a dream come true. Truly. Like think about like, I think when I was like a teenager or something, like having the new console in 30 minutes delivered to me would have been a miracle. But with these miracles, goes a lot of quality of life, and you don't see that, but it is true. So you have to take the good with the bad. And as a person who's like 40 years old or whatever, like I think everyone of the millennials would say, take me back to like the mid to late 90s or early 2000s. Like, take me back now. Give me a blockbuster, goddamn it. Give me the music back then. Give me the vibe back then. Give me the social media back then when it truly was that, right? But I'm ranting a little bit, but let's stay on focus. But Nintendo, the Switch 2, obviously has sold over 10 million Switch 2s since its release, and that's been it's only been out for 4 months. I was actually surprised we got one. It's coming. It's November. It's November 4th. You'll be listening to this potentially on the 5th or later, and 10 million copies of Mario Kart World and the Switch 2, and it's twice as fast as the PS5. There's an article on Kotaku you can check out about it, but it's kind of wild. And too, because what's funny too is with the Switch 2, I feel like I don't know if kids are into it. Like I we have nieces and nephews, and like none of them have ever said to me like, dude, have you got the Switch 2? Like, I really want to play Switch 2. Like they're kind of fine with the old Switch. It's like, are there just 10 million adults or millennials? Like, I would love to see the chart, and maybe it's in the article somewhere, of like, what's the age range? Which a millennial could be buying it for their kid, but I wish there was a way to know how many people were like us, where it's like, no, we're just 40 and we're playing Animal Crossing like a little kid game. To be fair, Animal Crossing is not a little kid game, and we could do a deep dive into that shit. There's dungeons, basically. To me, there's procedural, you go to an island with your Nook Miles ticket and try to get loot. Scorpion Island, Gold Island. I mean, shit. But we're not going to go into that. But anyway, it's basically an MMO, truly. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's selling like hotcakes, and that's just how strong the brand of Switch and Nintendo is, And I wish they would have called it the Super Switch or something cool instead of the Switch 2. But again, it's one of those things where any judgment you would make against the Switch 2, and again, Digital Foundry, I mentioned, had tons of videos where it was like, hey, this thing's not great. It's not an OLED screen. The battery life's not great. There's the frame rate or refresh rate's not great. They picked out a lot of things that was this is not good. True. This is not it should just be OLED now, right? What are we doing? And but Nintendo, they just are so big that they can just put out a new iPhone basically whenever they want now. The Switch, I feel is kind of just the new thing. I really hope that the next console they take a big swing. I think they don't do that with consoles anymore, though. I think they'll make swings where we're going to sell cardboard boxes to people. I think they still have a department of people who will make swings on shit, like they're doing with the Virtual Boy. You can buy a modern Virtual Boy, dude. What the hell? What that's never gonna work, dude. That's never gonna do anything. But kudos to them for even allowing someone in the department to be what if we brought the Virtual Boy back? Okay, sure, let's throw it at the wall. They are kind of brave, but that probably speaks to how much money they have. But which PS5 and Xbox would never. They would never, bro. They're so freaking corporate. I don't think they have a creative department left in Microsoft or Xbox or Sony or PlayStation, whatever sections you want to call them. I think that's kind of dead now, but yeah, I wish the Switch 3 didn't exist. I hope that that's not what happens, but ultimately it probably will. I mean, look, it's just selling like gangbusters, right? I mean, again, I just imagine it's gonna Switch 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm gonna die, and then it'll be iPhones every year. It'll just be kind of this big thing because they're just selling too big not to do that, just a slightly better version of a Switch. It's exactly like iPhones, and then eventually, 2 decades, they'll be we're on the Switch 10, and you ever notice how these are not that great in comparison? I can do my old one for my new one, but I would love to see them just do a new Wii, something like nunchucks. Man, I have great memories playing with my grandpa, and my grandma and the whole family with like our little me's on the Wii, like bowling and playing baseball and shit. That was like, and that's the difference, man. Like that's the difference in like those late early 2000s and stuff. Is like you still kind of had like community and fun things to do like that. It felt like it was more natural, even with video games. It could kind of span generations. Now with like phones and social media, everything spans generations, but it's all like rage bait, rage click, and rage. It's just rage. Everything on social media is like buy my shit and then get mad about everything and everybody and blame other people for your problems. Don't blame the corporations, blame everybody else. But yeah, so Switch 2 though, I mean, all like in a positive light, it's better than I expected based on what I've seen, and I'm interested to put the Pro controller on there and see how that's going to work and do what we need to do. But yeah, I think it was a good purchase. I mean, it's a little pricey, you know, like with the delivery and everything, it was like a little over 500, I think. So it was a premium because of how I did it. And like if I did the math, like maybe I should have just got the Mario Kart version and it would have been the same and came a couple of days later. But again, I'm going on dad brain here, and you know, my thoughts are not so strong. But yeah, let's see. I want to talk a little bit about like some of the, you know, like this is kind of like a news segment, and I was going to talk about games I've been playing first, but we're kind of talking about like games in general here. And Arc Raiders seems to be popping the F off. And, you know, I played the beta of Arc Raiders, and in general, like I enjoyed like what I played. Like it was like the server crash weekend, like a couple weekends ago or whatever. Played it with a friend of the stream, Jack Lars. And I really enjoyed it. The only thing that got in the way of the game was like the inventory management and like breaking shit down. So you like, I found a metal canister. It's like, okay, well, I need 4 metal sheets or metal parts to build this weapon table at my base, which is not like a physical thing. It's like a menu, basically. It's like a menu, like an interactive menu. It's like, okay, you can't like walk around. It's just, you select like a map and then a menu of like benches, a weapon bench. I guess there's like an armor bench or something. It's like, okay, I need 4, 5 metal sheets of whatever. Well, I don't have that. It's like, okay, you go into inventories. There's nothing quick. There's no sorting that I saw that was easy or anything like that. And you don't know, like, it's not very clear, like what's like what's like something you take out in the field versus like bring back. I mean, like it kind of is, but it takes a minute to get to that point. And I think you can scrap almost anything. And so then you have to like scrap, like, so I've like found a canister and it's like, or something like that. It's like, I'm gonna scrap this down. And then it's like, was another currency or material, not currency, more like a material. And it's like, okay, this is a metal something. It's like, okay, I need to, and so it's like, you have to break it down again to get to the metal sheet. And it's like, ah, shit. And I was on controller, so like moving stuff around would be like worse than on a mouse and keyboard probably. But I was like, oh man, like where's the easy button, dude? Like where's like let me take the metal canister, and instead of you making me break it down and like mentally have to like checklist these little squares, like not a spreadsheet, like a visual square. Like I have to be like, okay, canister versus sheets. And I'm saying all this wrong, but you know what I'm saying if you played the game. But like there's like 3 different layers of like metal or rubber or something like that. And it's like, okay, so how many of these did I do? And then like you just know as you go in the game, it's like, okay, I know I need the middle one. Oh shit, I broke it all the way down to sheets. Like, I shouldn't have fucking like should have left it at the middle one. And it's like what I want for that game, because again, it's like a menu, is like, just let me just not do that. Let me just be like, okay, let it just be 1 metal canister equals 4 metal sheets. And it's like, if I have a metal canister, like let the menu say something, like it doesn't have to say it, but like it doesn't have to say it, but like it can just be like a value of, this is worth 4 metals. This is worth 2 metals. This is worth 1 metal, like the different items, right? Based on size or something. Instead of me saying like, here's this material, here's that material, and have like all these different kind of materials to have to keep up with in the inventory, because you already have to keep up with your guns, grenades, shields, all this kind of stuff. It's like what it should have been is more of like an easy button. It's like, okay, if you have a metal thing that's worth 5 metals, stick it in the thing and we'll scrap it and use it to craft in the same go and the same button press or whatever. But the way it is now, it's like, okay, you have canister, break it down once. Okay, let me read. Okay, what do I need? Let me go back to the menu and see, like, what did I need? Was it sheets, or is this right? Is this the right metal, or do I need to go? And okay, go to the menu. Okay, come back to my inventory. No, it's this one. Okay, let me break it down again. Okay, well, now I have 3. Okay, I gotta go get another metal thing, and then I'll have 4, I think. And like, okay, I'm just gonna break all these down because I'm on the new. It's like a new crafting table, so like, I'll just do that, and that's where it starts to lose me. Another ding I will say is like, we were playing that server weekend and brand new to the game, and it's like, I don't think there's a level like not skill based matchmaking, but like almost like currency based matchmaking. I don't know how you would achieve this, but like, we were kind of running around. We got smoked by these guys who had like laser weapons that were like, I mean, like probably like level 25, like ability, versus we got nothing, you know. And there's like a skill tree, and so it's like, you know, you're probably getting shat on by people that have like skills and things that make them like actually makes their character stronger, their weapons are stronger, and then you're here. And so like the way I would play that game is like, if you go out, like basically like you're underground, I guess is the thing, and then you go up into the earth, and then there's robots and other people, and the goal is you bring shit back to then make yourself better so that you can go out and bring more shit back, but then now you're more efficient at it because you have skills and better guns and stuff. But there's always a risk if someone kills you, they can take your stuff. So there's a mode where like a version where like you can just choose like, don't take anything and just give me the basic loadout of guns. I'm no fun. I would probably just pick that every time. Like, okay, well, if this game is about storing shit, I'm just gonna bring my stuff home, and I'm just gonna take the crappy stuff, and then like, I don't know. And like, I'm sure that as the game goes on, and you guys can let me know like in the comments, or you can always go to the Discord. There's like feedback and questions in the general thing, and you can always like post or comment or like rage me or tell me what you think here. Or what's the right thing, or correct me, I guess. You can, you know, ask me questions or correct me, but like, I would imagine that the motivation for like going out with a better loadout would be, you need to be stronger to get a better material or currency. So like, once you figure out the map, and I don't know how many maps there are or anything, but like, once you figure out the map, you're like, okay, now I have to be a baseline level of strong to even go over here to get like the orange item. I have like green and blue items. Now I need like the legendary items. Now that I'm strong enough to take my stuff, I want to go out here and get that. And now I can be like a legendary guy. And then eventually, like, you're legendary. It's like, what have you been doing? I don't know. I don't know how that game works for whenever you have done everything. Like, whenever you have like the best guns and the best whatever, like, and you're leveled all the way up, what now? Is there like a prestige or something? Like, how does that work? And look, I'm not the kind of person typically where it's like, if I can imagine the end of the game, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I mean, like, typically I'm like, can just push that out of my mind and like just enjoy the ride typically. But you know, this thing is selling like hotcakes. People are comparing it to Battlefield 6, you know, which is fine to do. I mean, like, you know, just because they're coming out at the same time. But I don't know how long this game's gonna last, because I don't know what the content's gonna be. Is it just gonna be cosmetics? You know, like, I think with like a game that's lasted for a long time that I like, that's kind of like that, where it's like you drop into a world and then you're just out there to get money so that you can unlock cosmetics, was Sea of Thieves. But it was like the ocean and the ship mechanics, the teamwork, the traitorous bastards, the environmental kind of quests you could do, the MMO sandbox of it was like enough where I was like, bro, I just want to be out on the ocean. And I think like that's what makes these games last, is like just wanting to be out there. And so with Arc Raiders, like, I don't know if the open world is in such a way where it's like, even if I have everything unlocked, I just want to be out there fighting the big metal spiders and the Terminators or whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know, but like, I will probably pick that game up. Will I play this week? I don't know. There's too many games, and we'll kind of talk about the games that I'm playing. But you know, obviously we talk about Battlefield 6. I mean, I tried the Battle Royale of that, and it's very good. So I don't know. Another thing that got my attention this week was the WoW Midnight leak. There was a leak of from that was data mined from the new patch or whatever. For Midnight, and this expansion should be called World of Warcraft: The Sims. There is a story. It is a middle of a trilogy story. The characters are essentially the main characters, essentially not that interesting. There's no speak of the main characters that have gone along, like your Anduins, your Thralls, your Janas. None of them are there. Xalatath, the blue kind of lame barefooted chick, is there, and then Blood Elves are gonna fight her. And the coolest thing is Eversong Wood, the Blood Elves, and the Silver Moon City, right? That's gonna be the new hub. And I think that's a great idea, because I've always loved Silver Moon City, but as I've played over the years, there's never a reason to go. And so it's man, this is kind of an awesome place to hang out if anyone was here and there was anything reason to be here. So I think it's cool they're going to expand that and make it kind of a hub, truly, and kind of up those zones a little bit. I really liked some of the War Within zones, and some of the Dragonflight zones were okay as well. Dragonflight was itself holistically not that great. War Within was pretty good. So I can only imagine that Midnight would be pretty good, but it kind of doesn't. It's kind of weird because it's so much about the housing. It's so much about the housing. And it needs to be, I guess, for for shareholders and dollars made. It's a whole new collection stream. So if you think about what World of Warcraft retail is now, to me, and some people would argue here, to me it's a collection game. It's I'm going to play not for gear to be strong, because the gear phases out so quickly. If you raid and do whatever, get the top gear, there's not really there's nowhere to you can't really go just chill in a zone and gank people or beat people up. I guess you could go into PvP and queue up, but that's different because you're again, it's Arc Raiders, you're in a menu, you're in a hub city, it's you're in a menu and you queue up for something. It's not the same as WoW Classic, where you get to the end level gear and you got tie gear, you're on a PvP server, and then you see someone out in the world and you can just blow them up because you got high warlord gear, you got Naxxramas gear, whatever. And it's that can be annoying to be on the other side of that or whatever, but it can also be fun because it's a lived in world. You want to be in that world, so even if you have the gear, it's still kind of fun to be in. With Midnight, gear's not like that. Community's not like that. The only communities that I know of are the RP, especially the ERP on Moonguard, where people are just trying to jerk off and talk about sex all the time, which we have YouTube videos on. Not that we partake ourselves, but we do go to the Goldshire Inn and read everyone's RP profiles and get shocked by that sometimes and do a little RP ourselves just to enjoy the debauchery. But you can check that on the YouTube, of course. But the Midnight stream, so basically in retail, you're collecting mounts, you're collecting transmogs, which is basically armor pieces and armor sets. These are things that are rare that you can collect. And for Legion Remix, right, which is the version of the game that's out right now, what is the point of it for me, the consumer? The player is that I have 3 months to play the game, which is the same game of the Legion Remix, except faster. I can get into all the raids, the dungeons, but I queue up the same as I could back in the day. I level faster. I can do the quest. I can do the campaign quest. And what am I getting? I'm getting achievements. I'm leveling up my characters to 80 faster, which then can transfer over to retail. But leveling to 80 is not that bad. And there's always XP boosts. There's always ways to level up pretty quick if you need to get to 80. But this is surefire, quickest way. So fast leveling, and then you get bronze, and you need millions of bronze to unlock mounts. New mounts they put in the game, new transmogs they put in the game, and then old ones that you missed because I didn't play Legion. So for me, that's kind of what I'm doing is I guess I'll roll a Demon Hunter so I can go as fast as possible through the campaigns and everything and unlock this turtle mount. Now, to what end, you say? Fuck, I don't know. I just have a lizard brain. Why am I don't know. I don't really hang out with a lot of people and socially show off mounts. I don't know, but again, it's a collection game. So if you think about WoW retail like that, then you have to think about how the having housing, creating like stopping everything and creating this housing system, the neighborhood and whatever, adding like a new currency to it, you know, so you can like unlock couches or whatever the hell. And honestly, like if you look at the demos, like the housing, like it looks impressive. Like you can move anything around, you can build like your own, like you can build your structure, like it looks impressive. But I've been wondering, like, what's like, how much gold is like, how much gold do I need for that? Like, do I need like 2 million gold to buy a plot of a house? What if my guild fizzles out? Like, am I going to be alone in my neighborhood? Is my house going to be relevant in the next expansion? The only way it is because of collections. And so what they're doing is they're putting like furniture items into the game retrospectively. So if you've done like achievements from like Legion or Classic or Wrath of the Lich King or whatever, the way I assume it'll work is like if you did ICC and you completed it on Heroic, whatever the hell, then you're going to get an Anduin, like you're going to get a Lich King statue that can go in your living room. Retrospectively, if you want the Lich King thing, you can go back and beat ICC yourself or get into a group and beat it, and then you can get that rewarded. So it's a whole new collection. It's like a whole new reason for collectors to go back through all of the content and go through new content and get these little nuggets to then take home and put in their house and design their house, like The Sims. And there's like quests and things to do in the neighborhood. So I guess like you're gonna have like dailies and quests to do like in the neighborhood, which I guess will help your house and give you like a house currency, or like a guild or like a neighborhood currency maybe. I didn't look too much into it as far as like, I just saw a lot of images, and obviously everyone's pissed because they think it's going to be paid. Like it seems like it's going to be a paid currency where it's like, hey, I can give Blizzard $20 and they're going to give me a like more square footage. They're going to give me like couches, or I'm going to be able to unlock beds for my hardcore erotic role play with wolfmen and lizard people or whatever the fuck, or, you know. And so people were really pissed about that. Why? Because like World of Warcraft is $15, $16 a month. Plus the expansion can get up to $100. New expansion comes out every year and a half, 2 years. You can already buy gold. You can buy a token. You can already buy the currency in the game. So like they're taking a lot of money. It's like if the gold currency and all of this, it's like, bro, why? Like it should be a free to play game. And you know, I think like I think they're ramping up, like they're powering down all of the add-ons that have been around for decade, like over a decade. Weak auras, daily boss mods, details. If you understand what WoW is, like just know that these are, if you don't have no fucking clue, these add-ons like make the game playable. And Blizzard has never given two shits that stuff is not in the game, which it should be, because it's stuff that you need to play the game. Well, now they're suddenly like powering all that down and putting all the stuff in the game, which they're doing seemingly easy. And it's weird because it's like, are y'all gearing up for like a Game Pass thing where like if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you just have WoW now and you can play like on an Xbox or a controller? Because now like you can do a one button rotation, and you can already have, again, add-ons to play with a controller. People play with a controller all the time. But it just feels like they're putting everything in the game, because if you play on an Xbox, you can't add add-ons. So this old zombie game that they have is so antiquated, like you have to make it for console. And like the only reason they would power down these add-ons is not for you, the gamer or consumer, to make the game better for you. It's for a revenue stream. Microsoft, Phil Spencer, the guys are like, hey, WoW's got to go to console. We have to extend its life to console. We feel like here's how many people are on consoles. Here's how many people on PC. You have a whole group of people that would play World of Warcraft if it was on console. How can we make that happen? And they're like, shit, well, we got to get rid of the add-ons and put them on the game. Okay, cool. Make it happen. We want this to be a part of our Game Pass. And they probably wanted it to be part of the Game Pass now. Like they have really like increased their prices and everybody's hating it. They probably wanted it to be looped in now, but then they had to like go to Fortnite and make a deal. Now I'm assuming a lot here. But you can just feel that that's the way they've been going. And they've been going kind of towards console for a long time. And it doesn't make sense not to have it on console. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is on console. And God, it's a nightmare with menus. And I think that ultimately WoW would be a nightmare on console whenever you've played for 15 years on a PC or however long I've dabbled and play pretty hardcore right now, but mostly classic. But yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, people are pissed because like, bro, we're giving you money. Like we're giving you $15 a month. We're giving you, we can pay you for gold if we really need it. We're paying for the expansions. And now if I want a couch, I gotta pay for it, or like I don't have to, but like you're asking me to pay for it. It's like, Jesus, dude. It's like a mobile game, but like kind of worse. Because like what everyone truly wants, I feel like, out of the game is to like, I paid for the game $15 a month, or I paid like $60, $70 for the expansion. Put all the mounts and the collection stuff in the game. That way, if I play the game, I get the thing. But there's something about gamers where they're like, if I can pay money to not play the game, then I'm going to do that. And then you have to ask yourself the question, why are you playing the game? Because the developers are going to make the game annoying enough. They're going to put you in a situation where it's like, you can do this annoying thing and you can spend 20 to 40 hours and get this thing that you want, but you have to do this like annoying grind. And the gamer, instead of the gamer saying like, I'm just not going to interface with this because you're putting me in a corner here. You're punishing me for like, you're wanting me to play the annoying thing. You're punishing me by putting in something annoying to encourage me to make a purchase. Instead of the gamer being like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna play something else. Like they're so in love with the IP of World of Warcraft and like the old versions of the game, and like they've put their lives into. I mean, people have been playing World of Warcraft for 20 years, man. That is a lifetime, not a full lifetime, but like that for some people, that is a lifetime. It's a long time to be into something, to be invested in something, to have a character or something. Like imagine you painted for 20 years and I go in your house and you're like, hey, I've been painting for 20 years. And you show me your room and you're like, this is a painting I did in 1997, 2007, whatever. Let's say 2007. That's 30 years. Fuck. 2007. Here's a painting I did in 2014. Here's a painting I did in 2016. I did like 4 paintings a year. Like your room would be filled with your creative outlet and like versions of you that did something. And with World of Warcraft, that is what that game is. And you hate to see it go a certain way, bad or good. And like, you hate to see it change and be this thing, but like people have characters that they've had for 20 years and it's an extension of themselves. Like that is their creativity, for better or for worse. Is like, dude, I got Invincible in 2010 or something like that. Like I got Invincible, and you know, that's a hard to get mount. And like I had it, and I had all my bros back then, and 2 of them have died, and I don't know them anymore. Whatever, but like, but I can play World of Warcraft and I can pull Invincible out, even if it's just to me. I can be like, fuck, this is how I lived my life. And like you hate it's a video game, and you hate that they even think like that, but like that's truly what it is. And World of Warcraft like makes me feel nostalgic. We're like Harry Potter. I watch Harry Potter. I watch Lord of the Rings. Star Wars, not so much anymore. But we'll throw Star Wars in there. And I play World of Warcraft. I get like nostalgic hits, bro. It's like Christmas. All those things are like something to my brain where I'm like, this feels better. This feels like this is comforting to me. And so, love it or hate it, that's what Warcraft is to people. And I think Fortnite will be that to people. Jesus, will Roblox be that to people? Oh, will Roblox be that to kids? Minecraft surely. I mean, I know like there's probably YouTube channels of like just Minecraft like lo-fi or something where it's like just somebody just playing Minecraft and like somebody will watch that. Like some kid will watch that. A kid compared to me, they're in their 20s, 30s now. And they'll be like, bro, that's it, bro. I was playing Minecraft with my bros, man. Life was good. And now like I just want to watch this and like God, it just takes me back, bro. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So World of Warcraft is that for me and for a lot of people. But yeah, so Midnight, like, I don't know. I guess that's all that to say. Like, retail is kind of a mess. But I will play Midnight. I don't know. Will I raid, all that stuff? I don't know. I usually just kind of try to do like the campaign quest. If there's any kind of like mounts to get, again, it's a collection game. Like in the zones, like where you need people or timers or like, you know, it's kind of fun to mess with that. Like I might do that. Maybe some PvP. I don't know. I don't know. And then I'll build a house on stream sometime and we will judge it. And I hope, like, again, like if it's a currency, like I wonder if you can like pay 1,000,000 gold and get, you know, 1,000 house bucks. I don't even know what they're called. There's like I can pull up the article, I guess, but let's just call it like midnight house bucks. Get like 1,000, you get 20,000 of those for 1,000,000 gold. Like, is there going to be like a currency exchange? I don't know, dude. But I've always been worried about midnight and like, how much is this going to cost me? Because I don't have as much gold anymore. I bought the $90 amount, not with $90, but with, I bought like, you could buy tokens and sell them for Blizzard money. And so I had millions of gold, and not as much as some people, right? But I had millions of gold over, farming for the past several years or 4 or 5 years. And I said, bro, I need a mount with an auction house and a mailbox on it. If I'm ever going to farm retail again for money or like gold grind or be like a goblin, I have to get this mount. And so I traded it in. I didn't pay a penny in real, I guess you could call it. I mean, yeah, I guess I did, but you know what I'm saying? That's how they kind of fudge you. But yeah, so I got that out because I didn't have the other one. If I had the other one with the auction house and the transmog, the other Brontosaurus or whatever, that they took away, then probably wouldn't have done it. But like, you can't get more efficient than pulling out an auction house and a mailbox anywhere. That is the ultimate shortcut to doing auction house and selling things and interacting with the economy of World of Warcraft, which now like crafting actually sucks now, which is unfortunate, but like it's way too complicated and way too antiquated, and it is such a grind and so time gated. It's really bad. My experience is it's really bad. And now like to craft, you have to be at a crafting table. So it's like they kind of screwed you the other way. Like, you can do an auction house and mailbox now, but you have to craft at your table. And it's like, Jesus, man, you guys just can't let us have anything, can you? But yeah, we've talked a lot about that stuff. Another thing I saw that was funny to me was like The Mummy. This is not a video game, but The Mummy. They're making a new Mummy movie. And Universal or NBC or whoever the hell, like they'll do, like with movies, Hollywood is so busted, bro. Like they'll do anything. Like they'll do it. And they're bringing back Brendan Fraser and then the other lady. I can't remember her name. And they're old now. So heads up, they're old now. Brendan Fraser, if you aren't aware, which you probably are, won an award, I guess an Academy Award or an Oscar for being a 400-pound man. Like The Whale or whatever. Which I didn't see. I saw clips. I don't watch a whole lot of movies, but... And I hope he's fat. I hope when they do The Mummy, I hope he's like 400 pounds. And he's like, we gotta find the fucking sarcophagus. And he's just out of breath. I think he's lost some weight. And he genuinely, like, and I don't hate Brendan Fraser or anything, and I'm not hating on him. It's just, that's immediately what I thought about. I was like, is he gonna be super fat? Could he, like, what if he gains weight for the movie? Because I imagine they're gonna want to do like action stuff. Like, he was pretty trimmed up in those movies. Like, and he does not look like an adventurous guy. Like back then, all those movies he was doing, like Encino Man, and that's when I remember. And then The Mummy, and then like what else was he in that I remember? I remember Blast from the Past, but like that was not a great movie. Anyway, he was like a guy. He was like a leading dude, but he was like also could do action, kind of like a Keanu Reeves arc, where it's like he's doing kind of silly stuff, and then like, oh wait, he's getting an action guy now. All right, cool. And now he's just not that. Like, he is not like when you see him, it's like, he like fucked up his back or his leg. Like, he's an injured guy. And it's like, are they gonna Shia LaBeouf it? Are they gonna like go Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull? Or like, he's not quite as old as like Harrison Ford when he did that with Shia LaBeouf, the goof. But like, but Harrison Ford was older, but in better shape than Brendan. So I don't know, but I just saw that pop up and I wanted to share my thoughts that I hope they make the movie and he's just really fat. And I hope The Rock comes back and he's like the Scorpion Kang or whatever. And he's like, we're in the desert here, and I can smell what you're cooking. I don't know, man. All right, I'm going to talk quickly just about some of the games I've been playing. I mean, I've already talked about a little bit about it, but we'll probably dig into Arc Raiders. I'll mess with that. I've been playing a hell of a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team FIFA Ultimate Team, or FC 26. And I don't really play those games every year. I will kind of go in and out with those games, but I've gone harder on FIFA Ultimate Team this year than I've ever gone. And to the point where, like, I know all the meta cards. Like, I know what cards and players are good and are bad. And like, even because the way that game works is like, you can have a really good rating, but even if you have like a pretty good rating, it doesn't mean you're a good card. Like the character model itself may not move very well. And like the game is it's always been about speed and like physical, like how, like, can you push people around and can you outrun them? That's soccer. That's football. That's soccer. Newsflash. That's soccer. So with the game, like with how FIFA Ultimate Team works, it's like you can have a card that's a lower rating, but the character model and the little character itself has like there's several layers of like stats, but the stats are kind of funny because like I don't think they're accurate on all of the cards. Like there's like a striker that everyone uses that's Claudia Pena. And it's a girl striker. She's a little short girl. She's super fast. She can turn on a dime and she never misses when you shoot with her. She doesn't miss, bro. She's not super expensive, so everyone has her. But it's like, I played with like a Ronaldo card, which is like the best possible card you can get, I think, for a striker. And he missed a couple shots. I was like, hey, he was really good. Don't get me wrong. I was like, he was like, yeah, you can tell this guy's like really good. But like, I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, is he worth millions of coins? By the way, it has its own currency. I've spent no money on it. I'm playing the game by spending no money. I'm not buying the season pass. There is a season pass, and you get cards and players out of it, and boost and things like that. But I'm not spending money. I'm just kind of raw dogging it, and I don't really engage. Like, I don't play like one-on-one with other people. I do sometimes if there's a good card behind it. Like there's like an objective. Basically, there'll be like little quests. It's like, you do this quest, we'll give you a card. And so I did play like a mode against like a few different people who just demolish me. Like I just get destroyed. Like there's not great matchmaking in those modes, and my cards at the time were not great. And even with my good cards, like I'm just not great at that game against other people. Like I can play against the computer. I do pretty good against, like, there's a rush mode where it's like a 4v4, like smaller. I almost said PvP, but it is PvP. So like 4v4 mode where you're all different players and everybody has control of their own, and there's a goalkeeper that's an AI goalkeeper. Like I feel like I'm pretty good at that. But yeah, this year's World Cup in America, and I am a huge fan of World Cup. I've always enjoyed World Cup in my lifetime. And whenever it pops, I always try to watch all of the matches if I can. I just love it. I love like the different people, like countries coming together and playing like a singular game. And it's kind of like the Olympics, but better to me. I don't know. Like some people like the Olympics, but like there's so many things with the Olympics that I'm like, I don't give it. Like I don't care about diving. Like, I mean, like summer or winter, it's like, okay, cool. Like, well, I want to watch the people ski. It's like, it is cool to see someone do like a feat, but like in the YouTube world, where I can just pull up like, man jumps over a bridge with no legs, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's different, but with World Cup, I enjoy soccer and football, or however you want to call it, as a game enough to where I always enjoy watching the talent from the countries play. I mean, there's so many different leagues you can watch, and all these players play in different leagues, and sometimes they play against each other in different championships and different tournaments and stuff. And those are harder to keep up with me. And I feel like I can go pretty hard, like once every 4 years and then take a break. But so this year, like with FC, I was like, okay, I don't know what this game is now. It's been years since I've really like kind of played it, and I've gone harder on it now than I ever have. And I'm really kind of enjoying it. Like, if I wasn't on paternity leave, would I be playing it as much? Because I'm getting like little games in here and there between like baby time and the baby falls asleep an hour, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm sitting here, let me just get a game in. Like if I didn't have time like that, I don't think I would get a game in, like, because you can do like little sprints. Like you could do like, okay, just like I just need like 5 or 10 minutes, I can get something done. There's like you play like something like World of Warcraft, you can't really just do like a 10-minute thing. Unless you queue for Alterac Valley and semi AFK, but whatever. But which I do as well. But yeah, so I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's a cringy game. It's like an IQ test, like for people spending money. Like it's a gambling type thing. It's like a mobile type game. It feels like that gotcha game, honestly, kind of. But I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's just a simple game. It's soccer. Put the ball in the net, stop the other people from doing it. Get a team, change, like there's tons of different formations and strategies, and there's like a meta version of everything, right? So there's really only like 3 or 4 that you should ever use, probably. But I've used like several, like the 10 different ones, and like I like collecting the cards because like it's kind of like old football cards, baseball cards. Like imagine they're soccer cards. So I kind of like having the collection of the dudes and the ladies, and like just having it, like even though it's like not a physical thing, if it's a physical thing, that would be pretty cool. But also take up space. But like it's just like plays into that like a collection thing, and so I can build a team that's like a Brazilian team. I can build a team that's like an English team, and like I have like guys that are really good or girls that are really good on each, and like make a full team out of these people. And then what they'll do is like they'll have like weekly challenges, monthly challenges, like play with an all English team for a while. And so it kind of changes everything you're doing. It's interesting. But the gameplay loop itself is the same thing over and over again. So that's up to you, but I've enjoyed it. I'll talk briefly about Battlefield 6 campaign. That's horrible. It's horrible. I'll probably talk more about that next time, but it's horrible. The Battlefield 6 other modes, escalation and breakthrough and all those, like they're like the newer versions of Rush or whatever. Those are actually quite good, but all the maps are smaller in the game. And I'm kind of sad about that. And I've been on the fence about Battlefield 6 the entire time. And I've been playing it. I played it with some buddies. We got a couple streams of it and a couple of videos on YouTube of me playing it with some friends. And the gameplay's fine. It's just not as good as Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. And there's been like a lot of people comparing the size of the maps, and it is extremely clear that the map sizes are way smaller than Battlefield 1 and any of the other, like Battlefield 3, 4, Bad Company 2. And if you can feel it, you can feel like they're smaller. It's like, what are we doing? It's just not as... It's just a downgrade. The game is kind of a downgrade. Like if you're just doing multiplayer and thinking about multiplayer, and that's like kind of what you want to do, it's a downgrade. And I don't know what else to say. Like it's fun to like play like a game and just play with some buds. Like let's go take A, let's go take B, let's go try to level up guns, which is very slow, but it's like okay, yeah, it's fun. But the battle royale is the mode that I think I will play with more than anything. Like that mode is slow enough, and like it's not meta yet. Like it doesn't feel very sweaty. I've had some really fun and maybe even memorable moments with the boys. Like we've played like a few rounds. I'm interested in playing that more. And I hate that. I don't think that would be the case if the maps were better. Like the map that they brought in, the desert map, which I think it might be called Crimson Desert. I can't remember. That's a new game that's coming out. I can't remember what it's called, man. There's a big desert map with like a big oil rig thing in the middle, and the map is huge. That map is awesome. That map feels awesome. Every game mode on there feels awesome. It's an old map. It's like from Battlefield 3 or 4. It's like if they just bring back all the old maps, then I'll be way more interested. But they're gonna mess around and like take too long, and they're gonna lose their hype, and then they're gonna EA it, and who cares, Which now that EA is bought, God knows how it's all gonna go down. Maybe it can only get better with and Battlefield 6, both EA games. We'll see. And obviously Legion Remix and WoW Classic Anniversary. I've been starting doing raids. Never done raids in Classic. We're on the Anniversary Night Slayer PvP server. It's been great. We have a great community there. A lot of people hang out in the stream for those. I'm trying to get my Warlock to High Warlord, so I should be doing that right now, but I'm doing a podcast, so screw me, right? But it's Alterac Valley weekend, so we get double honor. If none of that makes sense to you, then well, come play with us and then you'll understand. And then Legion Remix, like we only have until January to finish that up. And I am in the middle of the Suramar campaign, and that campaign is long and grindy and not very fun. So I'm trying to finish that because there's like collectibles behind that, and it makes all of your characters stronger. So I kind of want to level a few characters to go into Midnight. I have plenty of characters already, man, but it'd be cool to have some races that maybe I don't have, and I don't know. I've got like I don't even have a rogue anymore. I don't think in retail. Like maybe I should do a rogue. I don't know. It's just again, it's like a funny, like it's a fun mode. It's a fun fast mode. Well, it's not as fun as Mr. Pandaria Remix was far superior, I will say. But this is fine as well, and like I'm glad it exists because it does let me, someone like me, get some of the old stuff that I didn't get to get, or like, and now there's like I could go back and get it, but it's like there's kind of a communal thing that's going on, where it's like an event where I can go get that stuff, and I did enjoy the anniversary, like the 20-year anniversary event that was kind of similar as well, with like you get the tier 2 things like transmogs, and like there were some melts and stuff. So anytime those events happen, like is when I really engage most with retail. Like those are big events. Plunderstorm, I didn't love Plunderstorm, but I played it. You know, like I feel like that's kind of with WoW now. Like I enjoy it more when there's like an event that brings people together, even though it's still menus and load and queue. It just feels more cohesive than even a new expansion or anything like that. So, and then yeah, WoW Classic. I do that so much. There's a million YouTube videos. We'll talk more about WoW Classic as we go. But I did my first WoW Classic raid, Zolgarub, and it was fine. It was easy. You know, I screwed up a couple times and blamed the hunters. I'm a warrior. I'm a Tarn warrior, level 60, obviously, and I'm a high warlord, so I have really good weapons and really pretty good gear. So really, I only really need to be doing like Molten Core. I could get like Abyss Belt, AQ40. I probably need to run like if I really want to get this stuff. I mean, we're kind of in a holding pattern. I want to get high warlord titles, and then there will be a pre-patch probably in the early new year, and I will probably roll like a blood elf and do a paladin with the community. Like we're all going to be rolling paladins. It'll just be fun just to level up and play again. Community, an event, a pre-patch event. It'll be fun just to mess with that. And then the midnight pre-patch event, whenever that happens, I'll probably play with that too. So I'm just trying to play a little bit of WoW here, but Classic is definitely like the most important. So like Legion Remix, we have time on. We still have like till January. It's early November. If it starts getting weird, I will focus more on that to try to get that knocked out. But I don't hate the time that I do with it. You know, people interact in the stream, and I'm never really alone with it. So it's been fun. The Suramar campaign is just a little rough, but it's more fun than the Battlefield 6 campaign, which I will finish begrudgingly. You can check out that stream where I complain about all of the art and the AI art that they put in the buildings and shit. Like that's supposed to be like the levels. Ay. Anyway, that's kind of what I've been playing. We'll wrap it up here. I'll say like for, you know, this being episode 1, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, I'm going to try to do these, you know, release these every Wednesday, I think. And if you have any questions or topic ideas, you can always hit me up on Twitter, X, you know, at Dalorrian. You can always sub and comment on the YouTube channel at Dalorrian TV. And then you can always come to the Discord. If you go to YouTube or here or whatever, I'll probably have all these links in all the descriptions, but you can always come to the Discord. We have a pretty good community there. We have a feedback and questions area. You can troll me there, give me some corrections, or you can ask some questions about some things that we talked about here. Give me some feedback. I welcome all of that. Or you can just email me directly at DalorrianTV@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody.